Hello, everyone, and welcome back to episode 3 of F&I Rap Chat. I'm Paul. What's my name? Butler Lennox.
You're the Butler Lennox one. I'm the Webster one. So thanks to everybody who's been listening so far. If you have any suggestions on how we can improve the podcast, or anyone you think we should interview, please get in touch at fnirapchat@gmail or leave comments on the SoundCloud page. We're working on trying to get it on a few more platforms like iTunes and that kind of thing. What we're aiming to do is just try and build a platform for filmmakers in Ireland and something that's useful for people who are making films and television in Ireland.
Yeah, and we're very lucky to be joined by a filmmaker who is very much a doer and not a sayer. He has 3 features that he's made for very limited budgets, so that's really quite some feat in itself. A wonderful bloke all around, Gerard Walsh. But I'd just like to also just give a quick plug for FNI Film Network Ireland. We have our event actually tomorrow in A4 Sounds. It's called FNI Fade In. It's with the lovely O'Flanagan sisters, Mary, Kate and Rachel. They have their approach to their work is not only exciting, but the attention to detail that they work and their workflow is really, 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 really impressive. So I'd suggest you get along to that. You can see the details over on the Facebook page. That's www.facebook.com/Film Network I.
So yeah, without further ado, we give you Gerard Walsh.
Lucky tonight that we have the fruit of Dublin city centre, the Pearse Street pouncer himself, Gerard Walsh. We're just going to jump right in. Gerard, thanks a million for taking part. You're very good.
Not a problem. Thanks for having me.
It's always a pleasure, Gerard. We just wanted to ask you a few questions about your work and your working processes and kind of how you got your start in filmmaking and so on. How did filmmaking enter and corrupt your life?
I started out doing a course in Ballyfermot for animation, and then I kind of got bored of it just because it was just filmmaking but slower, basically. And so I just thought, I just figured that storytelling was the thing that I wanted to do, because when you're drawing things, you just have to redo it, and it takes just a stupid amount of time to get the story that you want to tell out. So I just decided that filmmaking was the way to go. You can just get what you want on camera and then tell your story that way. Not bashing animation, it just wasn't for me.
It's too slow.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what
beautiful work. Don't get me wrong.
I'm just very impatient, to be honest with you. But so then I went in and I did a 2-year course. Sorry, 3 years in Ballyfermot, but it was a 2-year kind of finishing course. And then just went out and started making films. So I got to do 3 films in Ballyfermot, and 2 of them on film, which is pretty cool. And then just went out and started making my own shit, and here we are now, at the heights that we're at,
All roads lead to Westland. And you grew up around here, around city centre?
Yeah, I used to live just around the corner in Pearse's house, and then moved down to Grand Canal.
Okay.
And now I'm in Kilcock, which is brilliant.
Okay.
I know it is.
Bit of
great.
space.
Yeah, it's away from everything, it's handy.
And how did, especially your earlier work, the kind of city centre characters really fell into it? How much of that feeds into your writing?
Everything that I do is pretty much based around the flats, it's just because I know everybody around there, and it's easy to get when you have no budget. So you kind of just write what you know and shoot what you know. So everybody around the area knows me, good or bad, but they still know me, so they're very accommodating. So it's just easier to shoot when you have no budget. In the place that they are welcomed, way.
And you graduated very quickly in terms of doing shorts and that, to really going for the feature thing. Was that was it impatience? Was it you just felt you just wanted to do it?
Yeah, I think it would have been more impatience, because shorts, I've done a couple of shorts, and it's just you only spend a little bit of time with it. You want to spend, I don't know. It's just the whole experience of making a film is just it's just fun. So like 2 days, the longest short I've done was 2 days like of a shoot.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to get into it and do more, like, and just immerse myself a bit more into the actual process of filmmaking. So I thought feature films are the way to go. And I didn't want to wait around for funding. I never really applied for funding, to be honest with you, but I just, I didn't really want to wait around and have to wait a year or two to get funding and then it fall through when I could just make 2 films in the space of waiting. Like, you know, so.
We love that kind of get up and go attitude to filmmaking, but what kind of pros and cons from your experience you've done? Just in case people don't know, Ger's onto his 3rd feature now at the ripe old age of
28.
Yeah, so you know.
I'm in awe of you. I just I can't believe it. It's incredible.
So yeah, like what like, you know, obviously your output, you know, judging by the fact that you've been all of your features have been selected for the Flan, done very well, and I think was it 1 or 2 got cinema releases now at this point?
1.
Just the 1
for now. Yeah.
So, you know, what pros and cons is there to working that way? Just getting out, getting your crew together, and just jumping out and just doing it.
I think the pros are there's no pressure really. It's mostly for the actors. I think in terms of where is it going to go. For me, like if it turns out, like I know it's always going to turn out the way I want it, because I know that the limitations are what they are. So the budget is going to be the budget, whether or not it's there.
So there's no mogul on the phone going, "Hey, I want to talk to that Gerard Walsh."
Yeah, exactly. There's no pressure. Like there's nobody kind of in your ear, especially for a day like today, which you're in, because I produced.
Is it any use?
Yeah, it's alright. Yeah, I think it's grand. You should know.
Joke.
But yeah, like there's no pressure on it, and I think going into it with you and Andy and the rest of the cast, everybody kind of just wanted to do something as well. So it was kind of like there's no pressure from anybody outside. Everybody, it was just a bubble inside, and we all knew we were doing something good. So it was just the kind of finishing off and actually getting it out there was the toughest part in terms of sound which was a bit of a nightmare, but we did it and it worked out as best as we could do it with what we had. But I think the cons with low budget filmmaking is not knowing where the film's going to go and not having it. Like, I'm sure, again, I haven't had a budget yet, so I'm sure that once you get a budget, everything's set for afterwards. Like the post is set, you have your kind of distributors lined up and stuff. It's that part that low budget filmmaking doesn't afford you. You know, you don't know where it's going to go, and you don't know how you're going to get it.
You have a team as well. I'd say, you know, you have people whose job it is to get it out there. You know, that's the difference, I think. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, and with South, the second one, and Release, we have like Matthew Tallman is the producer, and he's on that, and he's the one working on all that, which is grand because I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
But it does get a bit frustrating when it's still in the works and you don't know exactly what's going on. You know, because I kind of tried to separate myself from the whole thing now at this point because you do get like a lot of like tumbleweeds and just nothing really happening. Like, you know,
you're not a producer and you have to, you know, find a good producer and let him do his job.
Yeah, I don't have to head for it. Like, I just want to make a film and then get it out. So whoever else wants to take it over can do that as long as they're gonna do the best for it. Like, you know,
Do you just in terms of actors? Not just necessarily about casting, but I mean, what is it that you look for in an actor? I know that you predominantly you like to work with people who are not necessarily known quantities, and you like to kind of get kind of rootsy performances and really down to earth, natural performances from people. But what is it that you're looking for if you're casting, or what type of actor, you know, are you looking for when you're working?
I mostly just look for a good personality. Like first off, it's just like I want to be able to spend a confined amount of time with this person, and not want to jump off a bridge. You know,
it's a wonder. It's a wonder you work with me if that's the case.
But like it is, you want to be able to have fun with people, and you want to be able to trust them enough that you can get them to kind of get out of their skin a bit and try something different. Like, so I work very loose in terms of. Well, the dialogue is there, but like if we find something better, improv is fine. as you know, Tootsie.
I don't know what you're talking about. What is this improv stuff?
But yeah, like I just like to work as loose as I can. I know that the locations are going to be there. Maybe they're not going to be there, but I know that the scene is going to be there.
Yeah.
And if I can get it on the day as easily as possible, then fair enough. If it's hard, then we'll get it either way.
Yeah,
we're shooting on digital. Like it's not like we're spending money shooting on film. You just format the card and you're ready to go again. Like,
Off you go again. Yeah, I just, just from my perspective, having worked with you, I mean, it was all very run and gun, and it was, for me, very exciting. But it was also liberating as an actor to work with someone like you, because nothing was wrong that I was doing, and I know a lot of it was wrong that I was doing. Thanks, but you feel as if you have permission to fail or make mistakes, and that's a wonderful way to work. I'm sure if you're working on much bigger, budget projects, you've less of a safety net in that regard, and everything's in concrete. But for me, anyway, you were a joy to work with, because I didn't feel as if I could never approach it about anything. I didn't feel as if anything I was doing was wrong. And you create a great atmosphere on set, but also, like I said, you're very approachable and easygoing. And is that something that you do, that you consciously plan, or that type of environment, or do you want everybody to get on with each other, or what's that like for you?
I think it's out of necessity more than anything, because like I'm easygoing either way, like, but it's out of necessity because it's a low budget film. You're getting people on that could be getting jobs, could be working. Some people are just working part time, whatever, and you're taking them from that place for 10, 11 days. Some days, like, can I? Mm-hmm. So you need to respect them and make sure that they feel like it's worth doing it. So I don't want to be coming in shouting at people and giving out to them and fucking telling them that they're crap. If they're
many actors did you have to tell
if there's a bar staff waiting for them, like, can I? And they're losing 25 quid an hour, or I don't know who makes 25 quid an hour, but like if they're making money for it, like if I'm blocking them from making money, then I should be giving them something in return. Like,
I guess you're grateful and you appreciate.
Yeah, of course, yeah. And that's why I shoot things why I like to shoot things in a shorter period of time, because I have no budget, because you're in now. Yeah. And then if we need pickups or whatever, then fair enough. But you're in, you're out, and then you can go back to doing whatever while I work on the film. And then you can forget about it and then just...
Being an editor as well, I noticed that, just again, from working with you, I noticed that you kind of direct and edit in camera. You go, well, I know where I'm going to stitch that to, and I'm happy with that. And then you're more economical, because you know that, you know what you have, and you know it's working or not, and you move on. No, I like that as well, because if I see that I have it, then we move on. But again, like the sound,
yeah. But if it looks good and sounds good and the performances are good in my eyes, then I'll move on. But again, if the actor wants to go again, then that's fine. Like, if we're not under pressure, so like it's collaborative.
Yeah.
So going from a day like today to South, which you're a big jump up. You got a really good, a cinema release, which is really impressive for that kind of low budget. What were the things that you kind of learned from the first film that you took with you?
To get a producer, to get somebody on other than myself to actually push the film out there. Like, so again, like what I was saying, like with Matt, I didn't really have to worry about any of that. He was kind of put, like, I knew that I wanted to get it in cinemas. I knew that I wanted to get it released, whatever. Yeah. But I didn't know how to do it. Like, I just, and I don't think Matt was fully versed on how to do it either. But like, he learned along the way, and it wasn't just Matt. It was Anna Lavery as well. She helped a lot. Okay. She was our publicist on the film as well. So she helped a lot with getting us contacts with cinemas and stuff. So it was an independent release, but they worked very hard to get it in cinemas.
Okay. Can I ask you just how important support structures are in terms of your own work, like your family and stuff? It's one thing I know from working with you is that there always seems to be one of your family around helping out at any given time. yeah,
they're at the end of the phone anytime I need them, really. It's just nice to know that there's somebody there to always give you a dig out if you need it, and no questions asked. It's just everybody's around, and there's a lot of them around, so it's always handy. Like, but I try not to dip into that well too much because it can get annoying. Like, and I know I did one funded campaign before, and you have to push it and push it and push it, and I don't want to do that to people. Like, in terms of annoying them about my.
Whereas at FNI, we don't care about bothering people with continuous posting.
But like like I feel like with me, I don't know, but with me, it gives like I feel like when I do something like that, or if I keep kind of posting stuff about whatever, it's kind of making it out that I'm this important fucker. Like, it's a sense of self-importance that like I just don't want to project at all. Like,
yeah.
And I don't feel like I am that. I kind of...
No, you're not. You're really humble.
I'm the most humble person, you know.
Yeah. Oh.
But, it's family's very important in this, and I make sure I thank everybody at the end of it, even if... Just because I just wanted to know how important they are in terms of that. And now I have a new baby, and she's gonna get the credits, the first name on the credits now, and the special thanks, and so is my girlfriend Hazel, like, you know, so.
Oh, fantastic. Congratulations again.
Thank you very much.
Just wanted to ask you about your next feature, the hat trick of.
I officially have a box set now.
There you go. That's building a world.
Not physical, but it's there.
You have the content.
Yeah.
I just want to ask you how that came about. What inspired you to, delve into the world of MMA? It's called Release, by the way. Just what brought that about, and why you wanted to do something in that world and subject matter?
It's just something that I've been interested in for a while now. Obviously, with McGregor, it boosted the whole public persona of MMA in Ireland. But I've always been dipping in and out because it's very hard to watch it when it's hard to get, and it's on so late and stuff. Yeah. So it wasn't as accessible, like, let's say 5-6 years ago, but now it is. So it's becoming more mainstream now. Well, it is the mainstream, but I just I did a short film called Bound a couple of years ago, and I kind of wanted to make that into a feature eventually, like, and then it was a perfect time where, like, Bound was about a boxer, and I kind of just wanted to kind of expand on that a little bit. And rework it, but originally it was a web series that I wanted to do, and just do it on the fly again. Kind of just run around, and I had made contacts with SBG and Bama and stuff. So I was like, I could do this for sure, but it was kind of always on the back burner. But then when Matthew Toman came along and he said, like, I have this feature film skill that we're doing, I want you to be the director on the next one. It was like 2 or 3 weeks beforehand, before the course was going to start. Yeah. So he said, have you got any ideas? And I was like, yeah, I have this MMA idea. I hadn't got the script, I just had the idea. And it was it wasn't completely different. There was elements to it that are the same as how it turned out, but I had to meet the actors first before I actually wrote the script. So I had to tailor my story around the actors and kind of write for them.
Yeah. So the course, it's an acting course. Is that right?
Yeah. So, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So the actors pay to be a part of the feature film, and then the fees that they pay go toward the budget, which works out. It worked out really well. Now it's a tough thing because a lot of them were non-actors. Some of them were kind of just wanting to dip their toe, like, you know, so it was difficult enough trying to kind of find the scenes and find the characters, but we got it in the end, like, you know,
Yeah.
But
would you do it like as a model, as a way of making films? Would you do it again?
Oh, I'd do it again for sure, but I don't think I'd like as much I think there'd be more pressure going back into it now because we got to the flat.
Right.
With that film, I'd actually like to try like a horror film or something, but like also not just like a slasher.
Yeah.
I'd like to try something different, or try something a bit artsy with a horror film,
like a genre film, or like a psychological thriller. Or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'd like to try that, but also like it gives the opportunity to have a bit of fun with it and not have too much pressure.
Yeah.
You know, so I'd like to try it if it goes ahead again. I think they're doing a different director this time, but. Okay. I think they have the aim to kind of go to the flat.
Okay.
And it's on my back. So
yeah.
But if I'm not involved in that, then that's fine. Like, because I don't have that pressure and have the expectations of getting to such a big festival another time. Like,
I think is that unprecedented that somebody who's made 3 features on the spin has got into the flat.
I haven't heard of
I
anybody
would
else.
say 3 years in a row. I'd say that's a record. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. I think so.
And obviously, your work has travelled to other festivals as well.
We're actually south, which I thought was done. Is going to Poland in November for the Camera Image Film Festival,
Oh, fantastic!
Really?
which is like big deal for me because it was the first film festival I ever went to.
It's like coming home.
Yeah, it's full circle now. I'm gonna die now after it or something like that.
Gerard
But,
Walsh,
no, it's a bit.
the hat trick king.
Yeah, it's a big deal for me because like literally, when I joined Ballyfermot, we went on a trip to Poland. Went to that, met Rutger Hauer,
No way.
Wow.
met Brett Ratner and stuff. Like it's a big festival. Like
Yeah.
so, if we get just getting back into it's great. Like and there's only 5 films picked, and we're the one that wasn't funded. Like you know,
Wow,
That's
you must be
brilliant.
very proud. Well done.
I'm very proud.
Yeah, I just want to ask, just from a on the basis of what this podcast is all about, it's about kind of we're trying to, I suppose, essentially create the conversation that people would like to have with people that are either on the way up or established, and just a question I would have always liked to have asked somebody is like kind of what advice would you give to somebody who knows or feels as if they're very good or they have something that's quite tangible and they want to go on and make it? What advice, would you give someone who wanted to waste the rest of their life making films? What advice would you give them?
I'd say literally like it's blunt enough, but like just get out and do it. Like because there's no harm in waiting because there's plenty of people coming up now like that are willing to put in the work and make stuff.
Yeah.
So if you're waiting around like looking for validation, then you'll be waiting until you're broke. Like
Yeah, till the cows come home.
And there's no point in saying you're gonna make something for 4 years and
Yeah.
not making it. So there's just no time now, especially with digital cameras and stuff. There's no time to waste. Like,
Just get out and do it.
get out and do it, write what you know, and use what you have.
Yeah, just another one as well that I would have asked is like it sounds like it's all it's all kind of gravy train stuff and everything's gone fantastic for you, but like I'm sure you've dealt with a huge amount of rejection and stuff over the years as well. Then how do you take that? Do you take it in your stride, or how important is your own attitude with dealing with that? How do you deal with rejection?
Yeah, you learn to deal with it. Like at the start of it, it is heartbreaking. You think you're this up and coming fucking Scorsese or something like that. Like, but then you just realise like you have to do something to put yourself out there more. Like, and it's your own fault if you're not getting in. Really, to be honest, because there are a lot of excuses, and in the kind of circle coming up, like you do hear a lot of excuses from people saying, "Oh, no, your man, he doesn't like me," or "I don't think they must have saw the other thing that I did." Blah blah blah. But it's nothing to do with that. It's just if it's good, it's gonna get there. Like.
I don't think people invest that much time into disliking someone a lot of the time. Our own sense of inadequacy or self-esteem issues, because we all have them up and down at various different periods in our life.
Yeah.
But people don't really care enough to be
Yeah,
investing
other
as much
people have,
negative energy. So
People have their own shit going on. Like they don't want to spend time badmouthing their short film. Like
wasting negative energy, and you're like that's another thing as well. I'd say is that people are always open to being surprised if they have their mind made up about something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, you just have to aim to fucking to wow people, I suppose.
Yeah.
Not even that. Like, just if you're making what you like, then eventually it's gonna happen. Like
Yeah.
I was saying that and it hasn't happened yet, but like,
Keep showing up though.
I want to thank the Academy.
but you just keep plugging away. Like, and
Yeah.
I'm working like as much as I can as well, so I'm comfortable in what I'm doing. Like so I can do my own creative stuff when I want to.
Yeah,
But
and that's
I'm
what I
not
love
working
about
like
you. You're a grafter. I mean, just in terms of some of the other stuff that you do, you do a lot of music videos and bits and pieces, and you're a viral sensation, I believe, with the old Theresa Mannion.
Yeah,
video.
that's gonna haunt me now. I'm hoping that in about 10 years I'll be on Real in the Years. That's what I hope.
Oh yeah.
That'll be me. That'll be me. My coup de grace.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what it means. I think it sounds fun enough. Coup de grace. It sounds like a meal.
But that must have been a bit weird to have. I don't know. Who was it? Like Snoop Dogg tweeting that video like a year later or something.
Yeah,
or
and he
20
didn't
years
fucking tag me.
later.
Snoop Dogg, 50 Cent, and well, Perez Hilton did in the end, but it was after all the views. Like,
Yeah.
you knew what you was doing. But yeah, no, it's
These are just videos you did for a bit of crack. Like.
yeah. Like I got home that night when I saw the news report, and I was like, I saw this on Family Guy where a car hits Trisha Takanawa, and I was like, that'd be funny if I put it into this.
Yeah.
So I literally did it in 10 minutes, but I couldn't upload it until the next day because the weather was so bad. Like,
Yeah, you're like,
and then your man got there before me with the song.
get to the clock tower, Marty. The clock tower.
But yeah, then the next day it just kind of went mental, like, and then people started robbing it. So it's up to like 500 million views, like, and
That's nuts.
it's 4 million on mine, like, you know, like, but around the world or whatever, it's up to stupid amount, like, and they don't credit me. And I tried to. I learned very quickly that people they don't give a fuck, like, they just like if I mailed, I think it was there was a channel called What the Fuck or something like it's called, and I mailed them and I was just like, any chance you could credit me? I made that video, and then they just go, oh, fair play to you for making the video, and that was it, like,
Well done, good lad. What?
dead silence, and then their views rack up, like, you know, can I?
SOBs. So what's
Well,
next?
I didn't put my name
What's
on it.
next
so
for
it's
you? Where are you
not- next, I'm waiting for the latest music video that I did for Key West to come out. I think that's out on Monday, I think it is. And I got me little niece in that, which is cool, and my brother, so that was cool. And then I'm writing at the moment, just there's 2 projects that I'm kind of working on with a friend of mine, and then just by myself, just a drama that I'm hoping to get funding for. I'm going to start applying for that once I have it done. I think I'm like 30 pages down. It's just hard to find time now at this point. Like, just
Yeah,
so I'm kind
the
of
baby,
yeah. I have a different. It's a different approach now, which is cool because I used to just fly through them and not look at them. Like, I think I read A Day Like Today twice because I knew the story and it was the
Well,
dialogue.
it was your story.
Exactly. So like
That was written by.
it was written by Shane Kills.
Shane
Yeah.
Kills, yeah.
But I knew the story, and then I knew that like once we did the rehearsals, and it was all there. Like, you know, can I?
And you'd be a big advocate of rehearsal, generally speaking.
Yeah, I like to do like a week rehearsal beforehand, just to like, I'd rather get the improv out in rehearsal than on the day, because with lack of time, like, it's just easier. So once you find the scene in rehearsals, then you have nothing to really worry about.
Yeah,
unless,
like that work, stick that in.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then obviously you guys take notes, and then we get going. Like, you know, can I? But yeah, no, next one, like, it's a personal story, so I'd like to do it justice, like, you know, and actually spend a lot of time on it. And yeah, so like the way I'm right now is, I used to do like have to film the first draft in 5 days or whatever, but now I'm doing a scene a day, which is cool. Like, waking up in the morning, maybe feeding the baby if she's not feeding the baby, and then writing a scene or two.
So you'd say that you're much more disciplined and structured now in the way that
I wouldn't
you
say
work. I
disciplined,
have a
it's
couple
just-
of hours, I'm going to try and get something boxed off.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't say it's discipline. It's more just what's the word? Convenience.
Yeah.
You know, so if I have the time, I'll do it. If not, then no big deal. You know.
Great. Thanks so much for coming in there. It was really,
Thank you very
really
much.
good talk.